And we are live. Again. I'm gonna invite everybody back. Again.
Yeah. All right. Looking good.
KickbackTV. It's our season finale, baby.
There we go.
Oh, my fast. I'm trying to hold it in. I done gained weight, y'all. Whew. Pray for me.
Do what us beer drinking dudes do. Sit up straight and suck in your gut.
I'm trying. It ain't easy.
And it ain't never been easy.
Kickbackers.
Yeah. Us dudes are a lot more efficient at being lazy.
Anchor.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I was waiting on her to finish sharing.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Hold on, son. You threw me off. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
As you know, we're sharing the show in all the different groups. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and share the group for us. It's our season finale, baby. We about to get lit, turned up.
Lit turned up?
Yes, in the word.
Okay.
And I'm posting this in that graduating class of 25 because they still haven't kicked me out. They shouldn't have added me. And I added to Lit Landlords.
Lit landlords?
That's a real group. I don't even know my name. I have no idea. I'm added on the Thick Lives Matter.
I
already
have
did.
to.
You did? Oh, we're all in that? We all in that group together? Yeah. Hey, who wants to Thick Lives Matter, man? Holler at us. Oh, man. That was funny. I feel like I'm putting it in all these groups. All right, Kickbackers. We, that yellow looks great on you, Mel.
Thank you. Thank you, Keisha. I'm trying to suck my stomach in. It's not working very well.
Somebody, make sure I get it in there.
Oh, hush.
Look broad. I can see it on the show now. Shoulders look broad. What's up, y'all? We gotta talk about Drake new CD. 25 songs. I guess it's a double album. We gotta talk about trouble was going on with the Border Babies.
Mm-hmm.
Justice for Junior. That was a terrible tragedy. XXXtentacion. That's a terrible tragedy.
Herman Patty.
She's a fucking terrible tragedy. Her damn self.
And Donald Trump is fucking all the way up with his immigration practices right now. We got to talk about that too. His immigration policies killing us, separating families, y'all. It's crazy.
Yeah. And this is our season finale. So we gotta get lit. You can turn this off and then turn right on the power. Now watch the season premiere. There will be no spoilers here, Jack. I told niggas, if you put a spoiler on Facebook today, I'm gonna push a T that ass. I ain't playing with you. It'll be the story of you.
Oh, Lord.
God damn it. People posting spoilers.
Yeah, that's no good.
I'm about to get fancy. This is our Hollywood episode.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to put my shades on.
Uh-oh.
This is when I'm gonna shop to all the execs. And so we look fancy. Y'all, what we looking like? We ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me get us up and running on the podcast. Welcome to KickbackTV live from Atlanta, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm New the Mayor, the Righteous Ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every Sunday at 7, we right back at it. Shaolin, fantastic.
Excuse me. What up, y'all? It's your girl, Melanie Dion of House 4 Hand, also known as the...
Notice the what? That's a new name, y'all. And that when y'all mix a meal, you gotta say, so what do you think about this?
The breakup then. The Queen of Creeps, also known as the Conscious Creep. Jesus.
Okay, all right.
I'm so mellow, snicker.
Straight to my he dropping all the power spoilers. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
What it do, y'all? JD Frank, that gangster geek, representing nerds with attitude. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, our last show of the season. Let's get a pre-show toast to that. Pre-show toast to our another
there is no
finale.
liquor in my cup.
There's no liquor in mine either.
Yeah,
That's a lie.
Stereo.
I'm drinking Bible juice.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
You drinking what?
Bible juice?
Oh, Lord. You just out here just telling lies today.
You tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the lie and dig a shovel.
Okay. So yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either. That's
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. So let's get into our first topic.
Indeed.
Our high story of the day. What's going on in Royal JB?
Oh boy. This young boy was killed in New York over a mistaken identity.
Alessandro Guzman Feliz.
Thank you for saying his
Junior.
name, Mel. The story is horrible, and Mel, you have the backstory. So why don't you break that down?
Okay,
'Cause
so
you gave that to us already.
as many of y'all know, Junior, little 15-year-old kid from the Bronx, was brutally murdered on the street
With a machete.
Yeah, with the machete. So the backstory, I missed it. Damn it, I missed it again. Goddamn that. Sorry.
It's going to be a great show.
So anyway, the backstory is,
Yeah.
it was a case of mistaken identity. So the kid he was mistaken for was in a video. It was him, another kid who was like rapping, and him and this girl having sex. The girl you apparently can't see in the video because she allegedly has like a shirt over her head. I have not seen this video. This is just from all the articles that I've read. So, can't see the girl in the video. The video gets out. She lies and says that she was raped, and blames the video on the boy, on him, going around and like bragging about it or whatever. And basically the gang her brother, who is in this Dominican gang, Los Trinitarios or something like that, or yeah.
That was close.
He is one of the kids who then, finds Junior, and they, basically chase him down. He runs into a bodega, and then they go into the bodega and drag him out and hack him with machetes. And he, tries to run into a hospital. He's bleeding out from his neck, and he dies on the street. He dies like less than a block away from the hospital. So that is the story about it. All the suspects have been apprehended. They are all in police custody. They had their hearings this week. So yeah, but the shit is tragic, man. Like, so many people have been out there calling for justice. Rihanna spoke out about it. Cardi B spoke out about it. Just a sad story. Just senseless killing.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and the stored video that you can see, it literally paints the picture. I mean, you can look at the terror in that young boy's face when he, was trying to alert the store owner that he was being, beaten and, thinking they were trying to kill him. And a lot of people were mad at the store owner of the bodega. They said he didn't call the police and he tried to kick the boy out. He was later interviewed, and it comes to find out, according to the missing video that he provided, that he actually was trying to help the young man out. The young boy was just so frightened that he wouldn't stay down. And at first, somebody jumping over your counter, you don't know what they're doing. So like,
Exactly.
You trying to rob me?
Wait, then when you kind of figured out what was going on, it kind of happened so fast. And they did try. It looks like they interjected. Like, wait a minute. And then niggas was like, what? And it was like, well, hey, and everybody will say what they would do in that situation, but I mean, you just never know. And this is a old guy, owns a store. A bunch of gang members come in there. I don't know what you expect of him. And he says he called the police, tried to get the police to come out, and they would ask him. 911 just kept asking him a bunch of questions. And as we know, they do. It's just a bad situation all the way around. What really hurts the most is that it was mistaken identity. That's a tough one.
It's mistaken identity, and we talked about this a bit off the air. Learning a little bit more about the backstory. It wasn't really some gang shit. It was like some girl type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it even more fucked up. What makes it scary for me is we're talking about a 15-year-old boy. So there are 15-year-old boys out here in gangs dealing with this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that's horrible. That's the shit that needs to be highlighted and spoken out about in terms of this situation, because that is just bad all the way around, like y'all said. Bad all the way around.
It looks like they will get justice for Junior.
Like she said, they arrested all 5 of them murderers.
And the gang actually apologized. I know that doesn't make it any better.
Right.
But
ooh, sorry, we got the wrong person. Oh, great, because my brother or son can totally come back from the dead. Like, this is just stupid.
And y'all were hunting for another 15-year-old.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Fuck is that?
It's just a lot, man. And we'll get into a few other stories like this. I think our next story is in relation to XXX.
Another senseless death.
Man, this one really fucked me up. Not because I was a fan of the artist, and not because I knew a lot about the artist, but because I saw people on Facebook celebrating, and I'm using my words carefully. Don't tell me people weren't celebrating. I'm saying very specifically, people were celebrating the death of XXXtentacion, the young rapper that was murdered in front of a motorcycle shop last week.
Robbed and murdered.
And to know that it was over a senseless robbery. Just, I want his money, so let's kill him. That's horrible. It's like when you look at what's going on and you look at like the police killing us and gang violence, mistaken identities and disease and Chirac. And then you look at something like this and go like, well, god damn. And for those who don't know, people were celebrating his death because he beat the shit out of his baby mother. And I cannot sugarcoat it. I can't give you a euphemism. I can't paint it prettily. He beat the dog shit out of this young girl.
Broke her face, literally. Broke her face.
She's going blind, one of her eyes due to that.
She's got a GoFundMe account right now out there for those who want to look, where she's trying to raise money for her plastic surgery expenses to try and take care of all of the damage that he did to her face. Broke her jaw, broke one of her eye sockets. Horrible shit.
While she was pregnant.
Yes.
And acknowledging that, that's some monstrous shit. That shit a monster would do.
Keisha said he held her captive as well.
And he held her captive because he wasn't going to try to let her leave like that.
That is crazy.
I mean, it's bad. It was bad. It ain't no way around it. I'm not defending any of that shit. And he should have been punished to the fullest extent of the law for that. I'm not saying that either. The only thing that got to me, that got under my skin, was that people were celebrating it. Like, glad he did. Fuck him. And I'm like, damn. So then I said, well, I don't know. Maybe he just was a total ass all the way around. Maybe we should be happy. I don't fucking know. So I started researching him. And I saw a couple of dumb things he did. He got into a beef with Drake and a lot of little dumb, 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine type shit that I was used to associating with him. Because at least I heard of him. I never really heard of XXX prior to this. Then I realized he had decided to make some changes in his life. All of this happened, I believe he was 17. He died in 19.
Mm-hmm.
So he was making changes, and all of his songs were politically charged about dealing with depression. He wasn't like a gangster rapper. He was like I'm not comparing him to Tupac at all, but from what I heard, he talked about the pain, the heartache, the suffering, the not being loved, the not loving yourself. His biggest song is a song called Sad. He put out a video for the record Sad. And, well, it was two videos. There was one that came out where he was a little politically driven, and then the most recent one that came out posthumously was where he died in the video. And the entire video, he was talking about changing his life and becoming a better person and killing the old bad part of him. And it reminded me of a story that I heard actually watching Luke Cage. We'll get into that later on in the show. But the story was a young boy, he was saying, he was mad at his friends for beating him up and always picking on him. So he wanted to fight back, and he didn't know how to fight. He wanted to get him back once and for all. And the father said, the grandfather was like, well, son, there are two wolves inside of you. There's one that fights for good. There's one that fights for what's right. There's one that stands up for yourself. And then there's one that's just evil and just want to just be spiteful and do fucked up shit. And you got to balance them. And he said, well, Granddad, how do we know, which wolf is the strongest? Whatever. And he was like, the one you feed.
Oh yeah, the one you feed.
The one you feed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's some powerful shit right there.
Oh yeah. And that was one of them statements.
Yeah. And I say that to say what Triple X was feeding his wolf as of late was nothing but positivity, love. All about if you're not about love, you're not welcome here. If you're watching this video, I absolve you of all your hate. You are now a lover. You now love your fellow man, and the world is going to change after this video. And we're going to love each other more. And we got to fight all this negativity and evil with love and positive energy. And that's all I'm going to give from now on. And you hear that, and then you see people celebrating his death. And I'm like, he fucked up, but it to me it feels like he was trying to get it together.
Yeah, and the most poignant part about that is the woman who was abused, his baby mother, his girl, whatever. She spoke out against these people who were celebrating his death. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If she can have a heart of love, and I'm not going to presume forgiveness on her because I can't do that because of what she endured. But she at least had a heart of love. If she can do that, why can't we as a people do that? Can we cut the Facebook bullshit where we just come out our mouths and say fucking horrible shit just because we think it's cool, what we think is what's trending or whatever, without real knowledge?
Clout chasers, that's what we call them.
Yeah, like without real knowledge, without real, without real understanding, without real empathy. Like, we need to cut that Bama shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Bama shit to me, straight up and down. That's all I got to say about it.
Rest in peace to that young kid.
Indeed.
Take a listen to watch one of his videos. Watch the video he released that was released posthumously.
Yes.
And look at him and kind of see what you think. Like it's a terrible loss, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was clearly an individual who needed, mental help, and he acknowledged that. So, yeah.
It's just sad. That's all I got. I don't really know XXXtentacion, so it was a sad thing to hear. He definitely did some terrible things, but I can applaud him for his efforts to make a change. And it is definitely wrong anytime one of us dies from like stupid violence, gun violence, getting robbed, whatever the reason is. It's just sad. So I felt sad when Dobie died. I felt sad when Dope Boy, what's his name? Dope Boy.
Bankroll Fresh.
Bankroll Fresh. Why do I call him Dope Boy Fresh? Bankroll Fresh. I was sad when he was shot. And I feel bad for XXXtentacion. At least them two, I knew their music, but I mean, it doesn't make this any less sad. So.
Yeah, let's try to pick it up. Moving on, Jay.
Yes, please. What the fuck story of the day? And this
Woo!
definitely flipped the mood around.
Yeah.
Your boy Archie Bradley Now he's a major league pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he admitted in an interview that he
pulled the mail.
He shat himself in the middle of a game.
This is the craziness of this story. So he had to take a piss, and he was trying to figure out what to do, because he knew he was about to be up to pitch. Mm-hmm. So he decided to run into the bathroom really quick, take a piss really quick, and try to get back out before he gets his name called. So he's out there, he's running, he's penning piss. Man, I almost didn't make it. And as he's enjoying his piss, he shits himself.
Yeah.
And he's sitting in the bathroom like,
fuck, I gotta clean myself up.
What do I do? Like, I'm pissing and shitting. So he cleans himself up as best he can, walks out of the bathroom, hears his name, runs out to the mound, and says it's the most uncomfortable pitching he had ever done.
Yes.
Some of his best pitching, though, he pitched it clean.
Ain't nobody want to smell that shit. I'm like, man, go. You just go.
Just
go.
out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That is the craziest story I probably have ever heard in sports. Like, during the game, I know Rod Strickland would go and get 2 chili dogs in the halftime of the Wizards game, throw up, and then go back on and play. And that was ridiculous to me.
Well, Mark Schlereth, the I forgot what network he's on, but the white dude commentator.
Yeah, offensive lineman from the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, they used to call him Stink.
Yeah.
Because he would shit himself every game.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's why he got the name Stink?
Yeah, they used to call him, that's why they called him Stink.
Wow.
Just like Mel. Just for y'all who don't know, Mel's just
So-
every show.
so
every
those-
time we do this episode, Kickback, she
So those of you athletes out there, those of you people who, right before a show, right before that big speech, right before that whatever, there's a line from Van Wilder: take a pre-game dump.
Mm-hmm.
Take a pre-game shit before you get yourself in that situation.
Yeah, and ladies, make sure you take a pre-game dump before you have sex, because if he started hitting that zone, put the legs back, and like,
yeah, that's a
It
problem.
can.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I'm with you on that, 1,000,000%. Yeah, we'll
fuck
wait.
the shit out of him.
Yeah, we'll wait.
So,
Cheers, nigga.
I have no segue.
Oh yeah, there is no segue.
There's
for
no
this
segue
one.
for this.
This shit is terrible.
Oh, man.
Terrible and emblematic of how
So-
big the problem
Yeah,
really is.
we're kind of all over the place here tonight. It's our season finale, but we want to make this as fun show as possible. But we do have to address some serious issues. So, all right, matter of fact, I'm gonna take my glasses off for this one. We're gonna get back into serious mode because this isn't a laughing matter at all. In Chicago, there was a situation with the police, and I guess the stories ran it in a woman's home. And they wound up in the middle of the making an arrest or what have you. They wound up aiming a gun at a 3-year-old baby. I don't know why. I can't like holding it at the child. I can't imagine why. Maybe they felt threatened by a 3-year-old baby.
Yeah, because 3-year-olds are threatening. Unless your baby is Jack Jack.
Right.
You know.
Right. Now, fortunately, the baby wasn't harmed, but they were forced to make a settlement of $2.5 million to the family just for this gross injustice. I mean, I am not I don't have any kids. I can't imagine the way I feel about the police now, and then seeing a cop aim a gun at my 3-year-old daughter.
This was going on while they were arresting the grandmother and the child's mother. They had the child's mom up against a wall,
Ripped
and,
her up,
slammed her head. Did all kinds of crazy shit. So while all this is going on, you have a gun pointed at a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Because you're so threatened by a 3-year-old.
Well, and the way the article read to me was the gun was pointed at the 3-year-old to subdue and immobilize the mother and the grandmother. Like, what's the immediate way that you make a mom feel uncomfortable, threatened, afraid? You threaten her child. You know what I'm saying?
Trash.
That's what they immediately, these punk ass motherfuckers immediately jump to threatening a 3-year-old child so they can subdue a grandmother and another female. These are cops, dude. What the fuck? Like, what are we doing, America? And read the article further and find out that this shit happens a lot more than we've heard about, a lot more than we've read about. This is another part of that whole police brutality manifesto that's going on right now. You know, because they know people are gonna pull back, whatever. They threaten the kids to try, like, what the fuck, America?
They said from like 2012 and 2015, 1 out of the 10 cases that they settled involved someone under 18 within the city.
Crazy.
It's terrible. It's we can give it every descriptive word we can think of. It's never going to really do it justice unless you can imagine really having a child and having a gun pointed at your 3-year-old child by police. The stigma on the police force, at least if you're an African American in the inner city, is that they're there to kill us damn near. I mean, it shouldn't be that extreme. But I mean, shit.
I mean, but that's what it is. I mean, think about the case in, Pittsburgh with Antoine Rose and the police officer that shot him, who had been on the police force for 3 hours.
Right.
He was sworn in 3 hours earlier and killed that boy. And
going out there, first thing he does is kill somebody.
Yeah, somebody who had a history of violence, but you know.
Yeah, it's there got to be some changes, y'all. Like this shit is going to boil over. It's bad. Like, I feel threatened when I hear sirens. Nowhere near me. Nowhere near me.
Your adrenaline starts pumping instantly.
Instantly.
Not doing nothing wrong. Start looking around and shit like, what?
Just driving while black.
Yeah, like, it's crazy out here right now. And they running up in people's houses in Chicago. Jesus Christ.
It's
terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Let's shift gears. Well, what else do we have there?
Going on to the Shut Up Stupid Award.
Yes, the Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award. We'll talk about Donald Trump in a minute, but right now,
this girl Mel went to Howard with.
Why are you just out here lying today?
What?
So this week's Donald Trump Shut Up Stupid Award goes to none other than Permit Patty. Permit Patty is a white woman who's right up there with Barbecue Becky.
Yep.
And Karen and her potato salad. But this is a case of colonizers calling the police on black people for existing while black. This week's case is her calling the police on an 8-year-old little black girl who's out in front of her building selling water. And apparently Permit Patty was very annoyed by this and said that it had been going on for hours and decided to call the police. And then, when she was confronted about it, she lied and said that she did not call the police and that she was pretending to call the police. And then it later came out that she did, in fact, call the police. Permit Patty has now been identified. Her name is like Allison something or other. And she had a business where she sold edibles for dogs. Right. And as it turns out, she was like illegally operating that too. So now she's like decided to step down from her business. And like she's lost deals with people, with other vendors and stuff like that. Of course she has. So listen up, white people. You keep doing this fuck shit, keep calling the police on black people, and we gonna keep filming that shit. And we will expose you. And we will find out your names. And we will find your jobs.
Yeah.
And there will be consequences and repercussions.
Ever underestimate the power of Black Twitter?
Yeah. Black Twitter is the GOAT. Black Twitter is the CIA.
Get you.
Okay? They will find your ass.
Yeah.
So stop pulling this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You just calling the folks on black people just because you feel real uncomfortable.
Allow me to say two things. Number one, America, white America, America in general, you're hurting yourself behind this bullshit. There's another story we'll get into later that will talk about the positive impact of some of these street entrepreneurial initiatives, these young, black, talented entrepreneurs. We'll talk about that later. Teaser, spoiler, whatever. But also, y'all, like when you call the police on somebody who is black, make no mistake about it. My co-host Nu has said this on more than one occasion. You are putting black lives in danger when you are doing that. If you don't realize you're doing it, I'm going to tell you this now. Like, you might be sentencing somebody to death immediately in that moment when you decide to call the police with this kind of bullshit. Because they will kill any of us. Children. They pointing guns at children. We just saw that in the news. Women. We've talked about that. How they've shot women. And especially black men. Cut this Bama shit out.
They know exactly what they're doing.
That's going to be my
And
word
that's
for the
exactly
day.
why they're
Cut
doing
this
it.
Bama shit out. My phrase, expression for the day. Please, y'all, cut this shit out.
Yeah, and shout out to Black Twitter for being like the damn. What was the little people that used to always come around in little secret society with the mask on? They would always expose people.
Oh, anonymous.
Anonymous. Black Twitter is like damn anonymous. They will come and find
Black
your ass
Twitter
and
will
expose
find
you.
Yeah, somehow the actual 911 call was released, leading to Yahoo News. So again, shout out to Yahoo News for putting that shit out there so we can all understand what's going on.
A couple of our viewers are saying that they know what they're doing.
They do know what they're
They're
doing.
calling the police on purpose.
Yes. That's why they do it.
So that they can extend that death sentence, which is crazy to think about. But man, we are living in a hell of a day and age, boy. Like motherfuckers, I know what I'll do. I'll call the cops. Fucking die today. Jesus.
Calling the cops on an 8-year-old. I mean,
Yeah, it goes beyond that. It's the cops, it's the feds, it goes all the way up to the White House. And, you know, we are fighting, trying to change that. We're doing the best we can. Let's point out our Grind and Shine Award winner, two individuals who are fighting against this political oppression. Josh Norman, and the other dude's name was Demarion Davis. Josh Norman, cornerback for the Washington Redskins. Demarion Davis, defensive lineman for the New Orleans Saints. These two dudes, these two heroes, went to San Antonio, Texas. Now, San Antonio, Texas is one of the places where one of the holding centers, one of the detention centers, teaser, story later, for separated children. This is where the separated children from immigrants are kept. They went to San Antonio and took these kids to a store. I forgot, was it Walmart or I forgot which store it was. This was Walmart. Took these kids to Walmart and basically went on a shopping spree. You know, they were just throwing toys in the baskets for the kids. And then they went and bought all of these toys and gave all of these toys to these children who have been separated from their parents. Their parents who are trying to bring them over to America, bring them over to a better life, avoid all of the bullshit that's going on south of the border. We'll talk about that later. But again, shout out to Josh Norman and Demarion Davis, our Grind and Shine Award winners.
Gays, I salute you, appreciate you. Sometimes I'm torn with the whole NFL thing. Because boycotting the league, but at the same time, it's like you're boycotting the players. It's
Exactly.
a crazy thing, but this is an opportunity to shout out the players that are going above and beyond. And we may not watch, but we can show our support this way.
I think that's what we gotta do. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's what we gotta do. You know.
because the issue isn't the players.
No.
Right.
It's
No.
the organization.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And moving on.
Well.
To the 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. Who's got her name pulled up?
Good question.
So we have a young lady. Well, yeah, I think we have a couple kids.
She has a lemonade stand. What's her name? What is her name? Shannon Cochran.
It was picked up
Shannon
by Whole
Cochran
Foods.
Gagaria. Yeah. But didn't she get like what was the deal? The $13 million deal with Whole Foods. She has her own little lemonade stand, and she donated money to the children, like $13,000 or something like that.
Yeah, she started the lemonade stand. You know, regularly.
That's not the one that was picked up by Whole Foods. This is another little girl.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
Two
so we're
girls.
conflating everything.
Yeah.
So this little girl is the one who donated the money.
Yeah,
She started a lemonade stand with the intention to raise money for those kids, and she incidentally wound up raising $13,000.
Yes. You know, so again, going back to that story where fucking bullshit ass,
Go ahead.
fucking bullshit ass, stupid ass Permit Patty is calling, you know, the police on a young kid who is trying to sell goods on the street, and a young entrepreneur. We see how good this can do for our society. We see what these young kids are doing, what these kids are moving and shaking. Like, this is what you're shutting down. This is
They're
Come on,
definitely
y'all.
trying to squash any sort of entrepreneurial spirit, because there's the other one that called the cops on the kid who was running line.
Yeah, and Traders brought that up, and
I told
Sharice and Keisha were both saying they heard about that too. So yeah,
break that down because I didn't hear about
So
that.
this little black kid has a little landscaping business, and he was mowing the lawn for one of his neighbors or something like that, and these white people called the cops on him because they were like, "Oh, he's on my property," and apparently they shared like a property line, and they were upset that he was cutting the grass and had gone too far over onto their property, and so they called the police. And what they did was the exact opposite of what they wanted it to do. Was because he ended up getting a lot more business. And so people started, supporting him. So now he's got this steady flow of business. So I'm sure they weren't expecting that. So keep trying to squash us. We always rise back up. Roaches always come back, okay?
We are survivors. We are
People
survivors.
try to exterminate us. They always try to. We always come back. We some resilient people.
We are survivors. We are survivors. And it's
Not to
not,
compare black people to cockroaches, but you get what I'm saying.
it's not going to end the way you think, white people.
Not at all.
Permit Patty, that didn't end well for you, did it? Didn't end well for
Becky
you.
didn't end up well for her either.
Lost all your business, lost all your white people cred too, because some of them white people actually don't hate black people as much as you do.
go figure.
Wow, black people are human beings. Oh my goodness. Anyway, assholes, cut that Bama shit out, y'all.
And before we take our break, we'll hit you with the question of the day.
Let's do it.
Question of the day: what do you think about Drake's new CD? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is he spitting? Is he whining? Did he address the issues? Did he crack under the pressure? What happened? We'll let you get your thoughts together while we fill our drinks, take a quick break, pause the podcast so we can come back and start part 2. You can go ahead and refill your drink as well. Don't go nowhere.
Please don't.
Don't leave.
Please don't.
Just go grab, refill your cup or your whatever. And we'll see you back in about 60 seconds. And we'll start part 2 of the show. Still got to talk about Power. No spoilers tonight. We're just going to go with the overview of what we think will happen this season. And what happened last season, so you can get ready to watch it at 9 p.m. tonight. And Kickback TV live from Atlanta. You know what it is. We'll be back.
Grab that pen, dog.
So check my iPad.
Sick. We'll be right back. It's our season finale.
And we're back.
Season finale. So yeah,
Shit, I gotta pee. I don't know why I did all that. It didn't even go so bad.
that might be an idea. That might be something to do.
Sorry. It just hit me. It was like.
So Kickbackers, the question of the day was, what are your thoughts on Drake's CD? I've heard people say they hate it. I've heard people say they love it. I want to go into a little detail about it. Read some of your comments. And really break it down. I mean, he's the numbers wise, he's the seminal artist of this generation.
Absolutely.
Him and Adele.
You can't deny it.
Maybe what's the little country white girl, Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as far as the hip hop R&B community, the music that I care the most about, even dancehall, he's doing little reggae songs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Drake is the preeminent artist, numbers wise.
No
I'm not
question.
saying he's the best.
No
I'm
question.
saying numbers wise, sales,
I
streams.
completely agree with your point. Yeah.
So I want to see what you guys think. Exactly. And I've never, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but the Bama sales, like his numbers are like, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll wait till Mel comes back.
So, who the fuck is a roach? Man, people say stop calling them roaches and shit.
Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
All right, so we're gonna come back, start part 2. Let me get the podcast ready. Everybody on Facebook, we share the show. They are laughing and dying laughing at you.
At me? That's fine. That's fine. Hey, Kai.
All right, we are back.
I'm not stinky, Trey.
I told y'all what she be doing in the middle of the show, just like that baseball player.
You about to lose your whole beard.
Damn, whoa.
Keep trying me, nigga. You gonna
This is the season finale. We made it a whole year without no balance. Let's make it another half hour.
I'm not gonna die today.
Damn. You just like Tariq from Power.
No.
Teaser.
So, welcome back to Kickback TV live from Atlanta, also known as the Black CNN, and the revolution will be televised. I'm New the Mayor, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Every 7 days, 7. I am right back at it. Shall net bang.
Why can I say your name, but I can't say mine? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Melanie B on the
Not
couch
the women say that.
also known as So Mellow. The Queen of Creeps, the breakup man, also known as the Conscious Creep.
You usually got it out.
I totally left out So Mellow in the first one. I
Wow.
damn near left out my whole name. Go ahead.
Wow.
What's up, y'all?
You left out Stinky Mail, too.
Oh God.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so what's up, y'all?
Oh, we just
JB Frank. I'm
My legs hurt, my legs
that.
hurt.
I'm that gangster conciliator. I mean, geek representing nerds with attitude. What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Let's get it.
All right, so we're back and we got to get into the question of the day, which is, what are your thoughts on Drake's new CD? Now, in this day and age, people are doing reviews after the first listen, first hour. And I don't respect those. And I typically try to let a week go by and listen to it and live with it before I give you my concrete opinion. But it's our last episode of the summer. So if we're going to give it to you now, we ain't going to give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say this. As of right now, I like the CD more than his last couple CDs. I'm of the opinion that Drake has never made a classic. All of his CDs left something to be desired for me personally, but they all had bangers on them, and they all had hit records on them. But they just weren't total bodies of work, complete bodies of work to me, except for his mixtape, So Far Gone.
Yes, I love So Far Gone. I'm sorry. That's
So
still
Far
my
Gone,
favorite
yeah, it was
Drake.
thorough top to bottom. But of course,
Uptown.
you know, the albums, I think Take Care was probably his best album, the second album. Let me know what y'all think about that. But I think this is, right under Take Care. So far, so good. The first is a double CD. The first 12 songs are more supposed to be rapper Drake. In the last 13, or for the fellas Drake. In the last 13, I guess it's for the ladies Drake. A lot of R&B on that, on that particular portion. I'm not feeling the second half of the project, the R&B part of it. There are a couple songs on there I do like, but as a general rule, I prefer the first 12 tracks. And it's about 8 of the first 12 that I really like. So I'm like, I got like 2 of the R&B songs I really like, and out of the first 12, I got like 8 of them I really like. That's like 10 songs I like. Now it's 25 total, but if you get a CD with 10 songs you like on it, that's a pretty damn good CD.
Nah, that's a great CD actually, because that means you got a solid 30, 40 minutes of good listening that you about to do. So yeah, I differ in opinion, and this is what I learned listening to that CD top to bottom. First of all, let me tell this story briefly. That CD long as shit, young. That album long as shit. I thought I had listened to it twice when I had only listened to it once because that motherfucker was so long. I'm out there playing disc golf, got the Drake joint playing. Like, god damn, this joint long. It must have started over. No, it didn't. It's still going. That being said, the other thing I learned was that I'm not really a Drake fan. Drake is a straight up and down pop artist, and maybe I just don't like today's pop. Maybe that's what it is. But he doesn't jump out at me like that. You know what I'm saying? There are 2 main instances where Drake pops for me, where Drake is rocking for me. When I'm at a club partying, or when there's females around, and females love Drake. So I'm gonna be having a good time because they having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Asses and titty shaking, ain't nothing wrong with that. That always makes me smile. So that's what it is for me and Drake. And for that reason, I wasn't really feeling the album. It just, his delivery didn't jump out at me. The R&B shit, okay, whatever, didn't jump out at me.
I'm just behind. I haven't heard it yet. Only thing I keep saying is that line that everybody keeps quoting about him not hiding his son from the world. He was hiding the world from his son. Okay, and then when I heard that, and then I read like an article that went with it, like they saying Drake only seen his son like one time.
Mm-hmm.
The boy's 8 months old.
Wow. Well, Drake says on the album.
Mm-hmm.
So it just threw me off. They saying they haven't met your grandfather yet, but blah blah blah. So I mean, it sounded like there was a little bit of truth to what Pusha was saying. I don't want to judge Drake on his personal life on this platform, so I want to keep it to the music. But I mean, I get it. I get it. I understand. But I'll say that I like the music. I don't love it. It's not the best CD to come out this summer. I think Pusha T's overall project, even though there's only 7 songs, I think was better. I think Gunplay, nigga, get Gunplay CD. Gunplay CD is better in my opinion than J Rock from Top Dog, Kendrick Homie. His album better. TDE, his album was better. I like the Carter's project. Well, you know what? I like the Carter's project, but the Drake's project Drake's project probably better than Nas. It's better than Nas' project. But Tiana Taylor's project is good. Nobody talked about that because when Kanye did all those 7-song CDs, she kind of got lost in the shuffle. She was last, but she might have had one of the best ones. Better than the Cudi one, better than Kanye's, better than Nas's. I think only Pusha T's is better than Tiana Taylor's, just to throw that out there. But Drake released his project, and 55 of the other songs sold another 1 million records, or made it to the next plateau. So if it was gold, it went platinum. If it was platinum, 1.9, whatever, it made it to 2 million. If it was in the 2 millions, it made it to 3 million. 55 different songs. And I think all 25 songs off of his album were on the top 25. So his album is basically the top 25. I would screenshot that shit and post it like, bitches.
Let me ask you a question.
I'll do that.
Do you think this Pusha T beef pushed him over that threshold got more people downloading his whole catalog.
Hell
Yeah, it did. Drake is already a megastar, the biggest selling artist of this generation.
55 songs going.
Yeah, I agree. That Pusha T beef, it helped Drake. It helped Pusha T. Shit, it helped me. My album sold more. You know, that shit helped everybody. Except getting Mel to the bathroom didn't help that.
Hip hop beef always helps.
Y'all. This is gonna be New's last episode because
Damn.
I'm fucking this nigga up and
Damn.
just so y'all know.
Wow.
Say goodbye.
Wow.
In the face. In the face.
Balance. Damn. Pusha T. Shit.
You were hiding a child.
Don't put that on my man.
Please don't.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
You were hiding a child. Let that
No, oh God.
You were hiding a podcast. Rant Podcast is still running part this summer. Check us out on iTunes and everywhere podcasts are available. But moving along, so what do we give Drake CD as of right now, JB? What would you? I know it's still early. I know I'm putting you on the spot, but just your gut. Let's say on a 5-night scale. You know, with half mics, so it'd be 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 5, 4.5, whatever.
I'd give it a solid 3.5. Meaning I wouldn't mind listening to the whole thing again if I'm in a situation where I was today, out on the course, whatever. It kind of flowed all the way through, but not one of my favorites. Not something I'm going to consciously put on, you know.
That's a solid rating. I would be torn between a 3.5 and a 4. I think I'm gonna stick with 3.5, but it does have a classic Jay-Z verse in my opinion, and it has a hook from Michael Jackson.
It did have a solid Jay-Z verse.
And if it wasn't 25 songs, if it was 14, 15,
okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Because unfairly, I'm judging it based on the songs I like. But if I gotta add in all the songs I don't like, I got 10 I like, I got 15 I don't, then that makes it look a little differently.
Sounds like a 2.5 to me.
Oh, well, dang.
I mean, there are more songs.
But I really like the 10 though.
But there are more songs that you don't like.
That's true. That's true. But I really like the 10s. Can you give them 3.5?
3.
3? 25?
3.
No, I had spoken.
Yeah. So there's that.
Mother has spoken.
And there was no killer diss, the diss that was supposed to end Kanye and
Right.
everybody's career that they were not going to release. The rumors were about, it might be on the album. That didn't exist.
Right.
He did address the issues, but he addressed it like Drake would. This is what I went through. This is how it made me feel when he said this. This
I'm
is
not hiding
going
my
on with
son.
that.
I'm hiding the world from my son.
That's right, baby. I'm not hiding the world. You. What you say?
I mean,
I'm not hiding my son.
I'm not hiding the woman from the world. I'm hiding the world from the woman.
I mean, you know, all of those kind of explanations were cool and all, but that's not really hip hop for me though. Like somebody come at you like that, you know. Well, allow me to explain myself. No, it's like
and then he did explain. He started
right.
going like we had sex one night, and I saw her one more time that she was pregnant.
Right.
And he like told us like
what happened.
Yeah.
I'm like nigga, like okay, so you explaining what Pusha T said?
Yeah, Pusha T, that was a gut punch.
Yeah.
But this makes it all better. He hit 1 billion streams the first day. Let me see it one more time, cause somebody didn't hear me. Drake reached 1 billion streams for his new album the first day.
That's crazy.
So he broke all kinds of records.
That's
the
uncanny.
first day.
It's only 6 billion people, well, 8 billion people now on Earth. That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
That's bananas.
Because Drake stands are just as bad as the Beehive.
And LeBron fans, Drake and LeBron fans drive me crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
somebody
dogmatic.
must have said something about LeBron on there.
No. Just in general, I just lumped them together.
So
all the time.
dogmatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Skrilla say Drake known for going riggedy raw out here.
He ain't lying.
Come on, Drake, get it together, man.
He's kind.
They say, fuck that. God's playing.
God's plan.
Oh my god.
That beige boy out here cutting up.
It's nasty.
What else? What?
The panda.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what Head Crack from Ricky Smiley calls him. Panda.
Damn. What else we got?
Oh man, let's get into your boy Trump. We got a Shut Up Stupid Award named after this nigga. He is the seminal asshole of the world. Y'all know about his family border policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't, let me break it down quickly. He has been detaining people who have been crossing the Mexican American border and all of those places, and he has been separating these families. The rule of law behind it is technically like when you are convicted or when you are arrested for anything, they take your kids away from you. That's the quote premise unquote behind it. But it's fucked up because these people are essentially like refugees. They are coming to a foreign land, a strange land. They are being held in a detention center, and then their children are being held in separate detention centers. So basically what America is doing right now is separating families intentionally.
So they've been doing that to black people for, go ahead.
Since the beginning.
Yeah, just go ahead, dog.
Of course. This has caused a crazy amount of outrage and a crazy amount of political outrage because, I mean, essentially, like I said, what you're doing is you're taking refugee families and splitting them apart. These people aren't coming to America just because, like, America isn't even the land of the free, home of the brave. It's never been that. It's not even the land of milk and honey anymore. It's not even the land of opportunity anymore. These motherfuckers are just trying to get out of Mexico because Mexico is so fucked up.
Yeah, Mexico, Honduras.
Mexico is,
Salvador,
yes.
plagued with gang violence.
Yeah, like, watch CNN. You don't even have to watch CNN for more than 20 minutes before they start talking about how fucked up those places are right now. Mm-hmm. In particular, Mexico, but those other places that you mentioned. Thank you, Mel. And Donald Trump is separating these families right now. He's pulling these children away from their parents. And they're in a crisis. They're running for their lives, dude.
I mean, these people are fleeing these countries in large numbers because their families are being threatened. Like, they're losing relatives. They're literally telling them, they'll be like, you have 16 days to comply. And complying can mean either you're going to sell or move drugs for us, or you're going to become a prostitute. You're going to be involved in the gang in some way, shape, or form. If you don't, we're going to kill you or kill your family. Basically, is how that's boiling down. And, yeah, so people are leaving. People are sending their children alone. People are packing or bringing their whole family over, spending their life savings, trying to get over here. Some of these children who are coming over by themselves are being raped along the way. Like, they're going through horrific experiences just to get here, to escape that, only to get here and then be separated for God knows how long. I mean, this shit has been going on since like April, since Jeff Sessions read that bullshit talking about how they were going to separate families and whatnot separate the parents from their children once they cross that border. And then they wrote that bullshit ass executive order pretending like they about to fix the shit, and they have no real plan on how to reunite these families together. There's over 2,000
they were like, so
detained.
we're signing the executive order. We gonna pull these families back together some way. That's basically what it said. Mm-hmm. Somehow, whatever.
With no plan.
Yeah.
No details.
Which is why you're seeing such an incredible public outcry. You're seeing people like Josh Norman, Demarion Davis, the young 6-year-old girl who built her lemonade stand, in response to this type of thing, because it's creating this incredible public outcry, not just amongst the minority community, but amongst the American community. I saw on CNN the other day, America, check this out. the polls, the Gallup polls, which is our official, public poll or whatever, they're showing that there are a greater percentage of Americans who vote on the Gallup poll who are voting for Donald Trump's impeachment than who voted for Richard Nixon's impeachment. So right now, the American people are crying out to get rid of this nigga. And we're not. Like, what the fuck is going on, America? Those of you who are watching, those of you who are listening, do whatever you can to get rid of this white man. He is just a horrible, horrible person.
Freaking idiot.
Can't put it no more succinctly. It just is what it is.
He's doing everything he can to destroy this country. And now we got, what's his name? Justice Kennedy retiring at the end of this month.
And my biggest fear is who is he going to appoint to the Supreme Court to replace him?
Leaning very conservatively. He never should have gotten this first guy. Was Neil Gorsuch or something like that? He never should have been appointed. Now he's got another one, and Lord knows who else may die or retire during his presidency. I mean, this nominee could shape the way the country goes for the next 30, 40 years, if not longer.
Well,
I fear as a woman, for Roe versus Wade, that is a
thank you for
huge
pointing
issue.
it out. Thank you for pointing it out because political pundits are saying that's the first thing they're going to try. That's the first thing they're going to attack if Trump gets to appoint another Supreme Court judge. Because the more judges he gets, people, you need to understand that the judiciary branch has the power to overturn certain aspects of our United States Constitution. They have the power to overturn aspects of the Bill of Rights, aspects of things like Roe v. Wade, critical things like Amendment 14, Amendment 13, Amendment 18. Mm-hmm. That is what the judicial branch is designed for. It is terrifying that he is being given all of this judicial power. Terrifying.
Yeah, just having Facebook debates about what do we need to do as a people, and whenever people say getting involved in politics isn't a top priority, I think it's shit like this, and I go, man, we got to change the way people think. Mm-hmm. We cannot let people go around thinking that let's do everything else but get politically involved. This is part of the process. Mm-hmm. This is part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? It's like with Drake, think about Drake getting a girl pregnant. Having sex that's what you're doing, but you gotta put a rubber on too. You gotta do both. You can't just do one or the other. You can't put on the rubber and walk around and hang out all day with a rubber on and at work, and then you can't just have sex without a rubber. So it's
there are consequences
to that.
Well,
there's consequences to wearing a rubber all day without having sex, having it on while you're at work. It's weird. Just don't do it. Let's go to the next topic.
I don't even understand.
I was trying to explain to people.
Okay, so there was a shooting back home in Annapolis at the Annapolis Gazette.
Yes, Capital Gazette.
Capital Gazette. Sorry.
In Annapolis,
right.
Correct.
So it is a newspaper in Annapolis, and 5 people were killed, and the gunman used to work for them. And they apparently there was an article that came out. So they've been having issues with this guy for a long time. This was a long time, a slow build up to shit. Because there was a court case or something like that against him, and it definitely didn't go his way. And there was statements made, and he wanted them to retract them, but they were true. Yeah. So
he's crazy. Yeah,
he vowed to retaliate, and he did. And he killed 5 people. You said he killed somebody on every level?
Yeah, there was a writer, an editor, an office assistant. It was he miraculously hit somebody on every single level of the company. I think one was just an outside vendor. It was damn. How did he? It wasn't intentional, I'm sure, but ironically, he killed somebody on every level. So every level of every stature in America felt that. From the minimum wage guy to the big boss, everybody along the way, somebody was affected on every single level. I was at work here in Atlanta, the article, the information was sent to me because, of course, we're from D.C. and Maryland is right there, so everybody's check on your family. And I'm just shit, like now that's weird because something like that happened, like I said earlier, at home. So it can happen at this new home, which is Atlanta. So it's just like, well, shit, man.
Yeah.
My company just did a training. I actually participated in a training on how to move if we have an active shooter. Wow. I literally just did this last week. I don't remember the steps. Damn, wow. I don't forget the steps. But I already know what I'm gonna do anyway. But it was basically like it was run if you can't get out if you can't get out, hide. If you can't hide, fight. Those are your three steps. So first try to leave, can't leave, try to hide, can't hide, fucking fight. And like, you hear what I'm saying? My company stopped work so that we can go through a training for an active shooter drill.
There used to be a term. There used to be a term back in the 90s called going postal. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Like, because so many postal workers were just shooting up post offices and shit. And it got to the point, I used to work for the post office. Like, if you were dismissed from the post office, you got a cadre of security that like surrounded you and escorted you off of the premises because shit was that crazy. This is going to start happening to our American companies, regular companies, because this shit is going on. Like, what the fuck is going on, America?
They were talking about the response time for the police to
Horrible.
the shooting. Actually, no, they said it was actually really good. They said it was less than, like, they responded in less than a minute because they'd actually done an active shooter drill the week before.
Oh.
And then there was also that that shooting that happened, like, I don't know, last month or maybe the month before that was also in Maryland. And they had a really quick response time to that too because they've been doing those active shooter drills. That was at a school, and they had the officer, the special resource officer, school resource officer there, and so he was able to respond to the shooter. So they've been crediting the state of Maryland with like having good programs that have been minimizing the casualties that have come with these sort of attacks.
Only 5, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still tragic either way. The shit just shouldn't be happening.
Look at this shit. Keisha said the person that's going to do the shooting was in training with you, so they're going to know the moves. Damn.
Yeah.
That's the mind fuck.
And you never know who it is. So that disgruntled employee, that guy that sits in the office quietly, not to
stereotype.
Yeah, but like that is a reality.
That's why I'm always buddy.
I say hi to everybody.
Yeah, my thing at work is
fuck that.
Everybody know I'm gonna bring a smile to you. So
I don't understand. Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So
moving on.
If you're listening on the podcast, yes, that really did happen. If you're listening on iTunes or Google or any of the podcast services, yep, that really happened. But back to the active shooting. Be careful.
Yes.
Be attentive. You should not have to go to work and pay attention to shit like this. But it could save your life. And if you haven't gone through any kind of active shooter training, I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube. For people that are interested in that.
Real nigga shit. America and, based on our viewers, Black America, like, nowhere is safe anymore. Like, nowhere is safe. School, workplace, out in the street, driving in your car, at home. Be careful. Learn how to protect yourself. Learn how to defend yourself. Especially learn how to defend yourself because it's dangerous out here. America is fucked up right now, and we can't deny that.
We may have a first-time view. I'm not sure if you watched the show before, but if not, what up, Javon? Javon said we had one at a school in Ocala, Florida, but it didn't make the national news. The police shut it down real fast, and no one was killed. But it's happening. Even when it doesn't make the news and no one's killed, people are still making these attempts. So the ones we hear about aren't all the ones that actually happen. And that's perspective for your ass. The ones we hear about, go, this is too much. It's ones we don't hear about. How about that? Shit. What else we got, JB?
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
Oh, it's our season finale, and what better way than to add a story like this?
It's electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
He was talking about boogieing for real.
So allegedly, the song "Electric Slide" is about a woman using a vibrator.
Oh, well, no, the writer of the song actually.
Right, yeah, I saw that, but now there's another story out saying that the writer never said that.
Right.
So I don't know what
it was
the
originally
truth is.
published by like a gossip site, so I have seen that as well.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure.
But when you read the lyrics,
for the sake of this show, it was.
It's about a vibrator.
Electric Slide.
Jeebus, y'all should feel it. Y'all should move electric. Show got to boogie.
Yeah, that song.
And I teach you. I'll teach you the electric slide.
But anyway, so that's just great, man. I am a proponent of women doing whatever it takes to get there. Just don't ruin yourself. Don't wear yourself out. But I'm with it. Good for y'all. Good for the song. I think we need to have a new video now. We need to have a new video. Put it on Pornhub.
It's gonna be a video of somebody getting it into the electric
Are
slide.
you kidding me? It's gonna be like a million videos.
It's gonna be a million videos of women masturbating to the electric
Oh
slide.
my God! You could probably pull that shit up now. You could probably pull that
Somebody's
shit up
gonna
now.
produce a vibrator called the electric slide, and I may have just come out with a very good idea, and somebody's gonna steal it.
I'm thinking about stealing that idea right now as we speak.
Anyway.
I already. Never mind. That's.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm sorry.
So I thought that was just a good feel-good story.
I love it.
A good
We had
feel-good
these
story.
Hey! Sometimes we have these negative stories, and we gotta address them because it's what's going on.
Right.
But I hate to leave the audience walking up where you're like, damn, life is hard.
Nope.
It's
No,
hard.
the extra slide is hard. The vibrator is hard.
Get you some fresh AA batteries, honey. Knock it out.
Get you
Knock
one
it
of
out.
the rechargeable joints.
Or that, or you know, whatever.
Hey man,
Whatever
you
floats
know,
your boat.
I'm all about technology, man. I'm gonna make it easy.
And get you a good set of fingers or tongue or dick. But anyway,
They vibrate too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Before we get into that, we got a question from the audience. Is LeBron James going to the Lakers? The path is clear for LeBron to go there.
Yes.
They have options. Boogie Cousins is available. The Kawhi trade may or may not happen, but it's on the table.
We talked about that a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yeah.
The Kawhi trade and what that could mean.
So the option is available. With Paul George resigning with Oklahoma City, that was kind of like a woo. That was a blow. Because everybody said LeBron is going to be the first big name to go there.
Right.
But Boogie could go there. I think Boogie's coming to the Wizards because he wants to play with John Wall. They were college teammates. I hope that happens. However, Boogie's available. The Lakers are going to go after him. And there are a lot of, not superstars, but there are a handful of stars that are available
So is
too.
Kawhi with the Lakers now?
Kawhi is with San Antonio.
Okay.
But he's demanded a trade to the
Okay.
Lakers.
So that's still the status then.
Yeah,
That
he's
hasn't changed.
demanded the trade.
Right,
We
okay.
don't know what's going to happen.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because we were saying before, if that Kawhi trade happens, then that makes it almost damn near definite that LeBron is going to try.
LeBron just opted out of his contract.
Right.
And a lot of people think that the other person that he was most confident in going was Paul George. Like if Paul George goes, he goes, and got to worry about maybe they get traded, maybe they don't. But I think that it's going to be interesting because Paul George resigned with OKC. Chris Paul resigned with Houston. So we don't know exactly who will or who will not go to the Lakers. So Ron, to answer your question, not sure, man. If they can put off the Kawhi trade, definitely. I don't know what else they can get. So we're going to have to just kind of see. I'm hoping they don't get Boogie. I want Boogie coming to the Wizards. I don't know how the hell we can do it, but that's what I want. So on to our last topic. Where we at?
We are at
Netflix and
Netflix and chill.
We'll start it with everybody's favorite show, Power, returns to 99. You
Bunch of
cut
good
this
shit
off, and then you whoa. LeBron signed? Ron, are you breaking news? Are you saying that LeBron signed with the Lakers, or are you saying Paul George signed with OKC? Because I know about Paul George signing to OKC, but he just put the comment out. He signed.
Yeah.
4 years, $154 million.
You need to clarify.
Yeah, we need clarity on that
I
one.
need you to cite
We might be breaking news on here.
Mm-hmm.
We might be breaking news.
Right.
If LeBron did sign
I'm
to the
looking for
Lakers.
notifications now. I feel like I would have gotten a notification.
Oh, you saying LeBron did sign to the Lakers? Somebody, we got to figure it out. Somebody got to Google that.
Yeah.
Somebody got to Google that, Mel. Yeah, get on it. Yeah, we might be breaking news. This might be like better than Sports Center right now.
Yeah, that's
Hold on. Wait, one second. Yes. I'm getting word. LeBron James has just signed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
What, signing
If my sources are correct, for 4 years, $154 million. I'm waiting for the word.
I'm just seeing rumors, but nothing confirmed. Nothing saying that he's actually signed.
Okay, it hasn't hit Google yet. All right, we'll check back. Matter of fact, somebody call Ashanti. She know. Somebody call my boo. Come on, boo. She will know.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Well, potentially, we'll wait to verify it a little later. But we would be like the first show in the
Where
world
did
to
you
report
see that? Where did you hear that? Where was that reported?
TMZ.
I need to see that on.
I got it right here. It's on YouTube Sports Hub.
What does it say?
So what does it say?
LeBron James makes decision to join Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, articles that I have from 4 hours ago don't even say that.
It's like some YouTube shit that just popped up. Okay, Stephen A. Smith on Twitter. Hi, yes, King James signs with the Lakers. Finally, for the first time in years, I can say this.
Okay.
I love LA.
I need some.
Uh-oh.
I need it.
Uh-oh.
North Jersey.
Stephen A. Smith.
9 minutes ago.
It's
God
on ESPN.
damn. Yes.
It's on ESPN.
Yeah. It's
ESPN has it. Hey, look, the kickbackers are all telling us. They're all saying it's true.
Well, there it is. Thank you, everyone.
For your
That's
deal,
what's up.
tweeted on ESPN.
Right.
Man, first of all, I want to shout out to all the kickbackers. Skrilla, we gotta give it to you first because you was the first to tell us.
Yeah.
But I want to shout out all of the kickbackers because people were watching the show, but they came on the show to tell us so that we can report it. So I appreciate y'all.
Bam.
It's our season finale.
Right there.
Y'all are the
150
shit.
million. Right there.
Y'all are the
You see
shit
that.
for letting us
I don't know
know.
why I didn't go there first.
That's
LeBron James signs 4-year, $154 million deal
That's
with the
big.
Los Angeles Lakers.
That's big. Let me ask you this. You think that makes it more probable that Kawhi goes to the Lakers?
Kawhi wants to go regardless. What's holding him up is will the Spurs trade him?
Understood.
So no, I don't think that makes it more. Because
Okay.
the Spurs don't give a fuck about LeBron signing him.
Yeah.
They just want to make sure they get something good in return for Kawhi.
Okay, fair enough.
It ain't up to Kawhi. Kawhi wants to go.
Fair
And
enough.
I believe Kawhi talked to
What are
LeBron,
the
and that's why he wants to go
stipulations?
so bad.
Okay.
I believe that.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
Breaking news.
I'll tell you this: as presently constituted, the Lakers are not a contender in the West.
Nope.
But I think that there's a trick up a sleeve or two. I just hope it's not Boogie Cousins. That would be great for the Lakers. It would be horrible for the Wizards. But we'll see. And if they don't get Kawhi, Kawhi might go there next year. So, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Interesting.
Hell yeah. It felt good to break that story on the show.
Thank you.
What else we got, JB?
Netflix and chill.
Yeah, that's where we were. Netflix and chill
Power.
before that breaking news. Yeah, Power is up.
Power, so you get hype off of this LBJ news, and then you can watch Power in about 38 minutes. The season premiere, as the show ended last season, the daughter was killed, Raina. The brother Tariq wound up killing the dirty cop that killed his sister. Ghost and Tommy were kind of trying to figure things out and needed help from Kanan. So they kind of
now
formed
they've all
the team with
straight back
Kanan.
up together.
And Dre just made a deal with the Jimenez. He's born into the family.
Dre gotta die.
Dre gotta die. And that's where we are right now. He has the Jimenez cartel, the good double supply. He has them, on his side. And, Tommy has his Italian family, mobster family. He has Ghost. And Kanan has his crew. And they're trying to see what they can do to battle Dre and the Jimenez. And it should make for a very interesting season.
A violent season. I anticipate a few bodies dropping next season.
Yeah.
Like big bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Dre gotta die.
Dre
And shit,
definitely
Tariq gotta die, depending on if he get his act together this season or not.
Lord.
I'm getting tired of him.
He
I
fucking
don't
up,
want to put Ghost
like-
and Tasha through that shit. But damn.
He on that Bama shit. yo.
He been on it.
He always on some Bama shit. So Tariq gotta die. Also,
Give him the hot. Look at the flowers, Tariq. Was that from Game of Thrones? Not Game of
no,
Thrones.
that was
The Walking Dead.
but
Look at the flowers, Tariq.
Well, I mean, I'm wondering if this show is going to tell us a funny thing about cowards, though, because cowards always manage to survive. You know what I'm saying?
But I wouldn't even call him a coward. That's the thing about it. He's just a Bama. See, he went to the hood and shot the nigga that killed his sister. He ain't a coward. He just dumb as fuck.
Yes, Tariq is definitely done. So yeah. So
He's a child. He's a bitch. Dre gotta go. This is how people feel. Oh, y'all talking about LeBron or Tariq?
Tell us how you really feel.
I wonder how Cleveland feeling right now. But let's stay on topic with power. So tune in tonight at 8 on Stars. 9. I'm sorry, 9. It goes on after the show. And I guess we all had a different show that we wanted to talk about a little bit.
briefly.
Briefly, let's start with you, JB.
Okay, so there's a show on Netflix now called Disjointed. It's a sitcom. Each episode is like 20-something minutes long, real quick. The shit is hilarious. Hilarious is the best word to describe it. Kathy Bates plays this old hippie who runs a dispensary in California now. She's got a mixed son. She got it down with a little chocolate. Had her son. He's cool, helping her run the business. It's funny. It's funny, but at the same time, they get into some political issues, which I like. So it's a great show, and it's a great show for those of you who are a part of the culture.
Speaking of shows that have a political element to them, Handmaid's Tale is the show that I would recommend to all of you to watch. It's currently in its second season. We just saw episode 11 this week. It comes on Wednesdays at 11. Not Wednesdays at 11. Wednesdays, every Wednesday, we are on episode 11. There are only 2 more episodes left this season. It's about a dystopian time period in that drastically parallels what we are going through right now in the fall. You just gotta watch it. Like if we don't watch where we're going right now with the way that the president is currently running this country and the people that he puts into place, we could very easily end up in Gilead.
In a real life Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Skrilla because I'm definitely going in. My show is Luke Cage, but I wanted to recommend. I just finished cleaning this off and been watching a bunch of different shows. And I made a Facebook post about what show should I watch. And I got told a lot of great things, some of these shows as well. But I remember Luke Cage was out, and it's a black show. And I'm all Revolution with Teflon and all that. So I'm gonna watch this one. So I'm about halfway through season 2. And I'm loving it, man. I think I remember Luke Cage being a little softer, like being more kid friendly or something. Luke Cage this season straight hood. Like they ain't Joe just on some hood shit, quoting Jay-Z songs and talking like it's menace to society, but it's a superhero in it. It's like, what am I watching though?
Yeah.
It's like The Wire meets Superman.
Yeah.
Like, what is this shit?
All hip hop, the whole show.
So I'm loving it. I haven't seen it all the way through yet. So I don't have any. I don't want to give you guys any spoilers. But that's my pick. Go back if you haven't seen season 1. Watch season 1, then watch season 2. It's like Black Lightning but rated R.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scooter.
Keisha, I gotta respond to you. I'm sorry, it's just a lot of shit on Netflix right now. I've been watching everything.
JB hit us to a show called The Original. I got everybody watching it. Mel watching it, Chris watching it, everybody's watching it, and JB stopped. I started watching everything else. You stopped too?
I stopped watching it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I finished. I'm caught up to like it's on break until not this Wednesday, next Wednesday because of the 4th of July. It wasn't on last week either. So I'm going through withdrawal because I'm used to watching episodes back. Then I was like, okay, I could wait a week, and now I had to wait 3 weeks for the next episode.
I probably have watched
like,
like
shit.
10 series since I dimed y'all out to the originals. Yeah. I was like, yeah, y'all watch the originals. That shit is incredible. All right, I'm gonna watch something else.
I stopped watching that. I stopped watching Westworld. I'm really into the Badlands and Handmaid's Tale. My shit is dystopian. Like that is my genre right now. I don't know what's going on, but like I feel like our country is falling apart, and everything I watch is like somewhat related to that.
Okay.
Like, it's like the fall of some sort of government.
Okay,
and
thank
the world that people live in.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
Like that's like my thing. Man.
Sidebar nerd shit. Like that's a lot of what I've been watching. Like a bunch of this. Like, but I've been watching a lot of these political documentaries. There's one that talks about Islamic extremists that live in Western cultures like Great Britain and the United States, really, really deep because they interview teenagers. Mm-hmm. And you hear these teenage Muslims talking about the racism and the prejudice that they face day to day, year after year. Yeah. Another one is a show.
All right, JB, how many shows you got?
One more political show. There's another one called Wild Wild Country. Amazing. It talks about a global political cult that is still in existence today. Has over 500,000 members.
That's dark.
And we don't know about it at all. But the interesting part is the story of what happens in Oregon. That's all I'm going to say. Wild Wild Country. Check that out.
This is our season finale. We'll be back the end of August. You know how we do.
Mid-season finale.
Yeah, mid-season finale. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. This was another very, very successful season. We had one of our best months in the history of the show this season. And it's been fun. And we look forward to taking it to the next level when we come back for the fall season. Thank y'all for adding to the show. Y'all proved today with the LeBron James story just how much you, the viewer, add to the show. That's why I always get on here and say, Kick Back Girls!
Y'all
talking to y'all.
Correspondents.
Co-hosts. Indeed. Keep it coming.
We out there.
Keep it coming.
The Rant Podcast is on iTunes and everywhere podcast is available, Google included. We'll be doing some episodes on the Rant Podcast as we go through the rest of the summer. And like I said, we'll be back at the end of the summer, usually right around JB's birthday. So August 20 something or another, we'll be back. Have a good summer. Have a safe summer. Pay attention to what's going on in politics. Pay attention to the person you love. And pay attention to when you got to use the bathroom so you don't shit on yourself during the baseball game or shit on yourself during the podcast.
And be safe out here, y'all.
Check on your friends that wear wigs. It was hot outside.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all, but...
And I'm in the gym. Make sure you're in the gym.
Very hot.
All right.
So.
Deuces, y'all. We will see y'all in about
6 weeks.
Yeah, about 6 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks.
We be back. Holla.
Uno. We out. All right, kickbackers. We just stopped the podcast. We are out of here. Like last year. Give you a little behind the scenes like I always do. We got the lights up, trying to make sure the show is nice and bright for y'all. This is where I'm getting all my information. I'm talking to y'all, viewing it on here. Okay. That's the podcast. And we about to get up out of here, man.
You just not gonna give me my little...
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was cute. I was cute.
You said rotate your phone.
Right. What do you? I'm gonna say you not. What do you?
You told me to rotate it.
Anyway, I was cute. And I'm getting thick. I need to lose some weight, so my pants are getting more too small.
All right, beard getting longer. I must be doing something right. We out.